Welcome back to BabyTakes. Obviously, you can see we're back. Not for very long, though. This will be the first and only episode for a while. We're just going to keep it short today. We're going to do a short fantasy breakdown. We haven't talked about the BabyTakes Fantasy League in a long time. So we're going to go through standings. We're going to look at some of the best teams, and we're going to look at some of this week's best matchups. Or we're going to look at all the matchups. So let's get right into it. Zach, who is the worst team in the league?
You know, I would say before Team Motors Costco, but
Right.
Team Motors Costco, big news, has been taken over by a new player. It is now the Zika virus.
The Zika virus.
But I would go to say that the Emporia Eagles have lived up to the name of being absolute trash.
Yep. What are they, 0-5?
0-5.
But
And setting a lineup each week, so.
we'll see if they can win this week. We'll look at the matchups later, but I know they're looking okay. This week. Let's just go from worst to first.
Wait, who's your worst team?
Oh, my worst team is the Emporia Eagles. They're 0-5. I mean, if you can't win a game, you can't be the best. So they're obviously the worst. But in ninth place, we have Team A Burke. 1-4. He sets a lineup. He's active, just not very good, I guess. Team that was drafted wasn't very good. So we already talked about Zika virus. They're currently in 8th. New expansion. Not really an expansion team, just a new manager. Manager takeover, yep. And then we got Team Gabe D, who's sitting at 2-3. They might lose this week. It was big controversy. Team Gabe D, the owner was not very happy because we added a new team before the week started. And now he is projected to lose.
He's actually not. He's actually projected to win. He does.
Okay, he came back. He was projected to lose, so he was very mad because all these other teams got the free win with Team Otis Costco being inactive. So it's pretty much a free win every week. And now that there's an actual person running the team, there's some lineups. It's a good team on paper. It really is. That's why it was such a big thing for me as commissioner that I needed somebody else to take that over because it's not fair to everybody else who didn't get all those players that they just see them being wasted. So after that, after Team Gabe D, we have CD's Nuts, who is 2-3, but have scored a good amount of points. They've scored more points than Captain Kirk, who is ahead of them.
But CD's Nuts is actually most likely going to lose.
Likely going to lose this week. We'll get more into matchups. Number 5. Rounding out the top 5 is Captain Kirk's Platoon. Sitting at 3-2, had to do a full roster turmoil. Had some bye week issues, had some injury issues. Not a single person on the bench is playing this week. It's insane. But they actually projected a win. We'll talk about that more. 4th spot, Team C Felice, also sitting at 3-2. They've scored actually the third most points in the league. They've just gotten unlucky.
They have Kyler Murray.
Number 3, Call of Duty. My team sitting at 4-1 is in 3rd place. 2nd place, Team T Carl B is in 2nd, and the number 1 team is Team Calvin Young sitting at 5-0. And let's just go through this team. We'll go through this team because it's crazy. We got Justin Herbert, who didn't play well today in a bad loss to the Ravens, but he's been great. Austin Eckler, best fantasy running back. Chuba Hubbard, filling in for the best fantasy running back, maybe Christian McCaffrey. Devontae Adams, best fantasy receiver. Cooper Kupp, maybe the second best fantasy receiver. Darren Waller, top 3 tight end. Tyler Lockett, great flex option. And Justin Tucker, best kicker. Bucs defense has been up and down this year, but overall it's really good. And he's got a weak bench, but if he can take this star-studded lineup, if he can keep him healthy, it's going to be tough to beat for sure. So let's go through some matchups. Zach, why don't you start at the top?
Yeah, so we got Captain Kirk's Platoon versus Call of Duty. That is the matchup you're looking at right here in front of us. Captain Kirk's Platoon came in, rough week looking like it, but Kirk Cousins came out, put up 33, and Adam Thielen came out and put up 30, and Gesicki to my stomach, put up 20 points. to pull these guys into it. Call of Duty has had some guys that have not scored enough.
Yep.
Lamar scoring 14. DeAndre Swift scoring 17. And Keenan Allen scoring 10 is not very good for them.
Yeah,
and
it's been a rough week.
Gibson scoring 3.5.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. Next up, we got one we already talked about, Team Gabe D versus Zika virus. It looks like Zika virus's new owner's first game back is not going to be a win. He still has a chance. Actually,
it looks to be
pretty close, actually.
Close.
But Team Gabe D might finally pull one out. They're currently on a 1-loss streak. I guess that's not really crazy. Gabe D's also going through some injury stuff. He's got Dak playing right now. Damian Williams had a great game today. Devontae Booker had a decent game. Still got DK. D-Hop has 20 right now. Dawson Knox, great tight end. Jamar Chase had a good game. But let's look at this bench because he's got Alvin Kamara on the bench with a bye week. Saquon is hurt. He's out. Jerry Jeudy's out. Hunter Henry is playing right now, but
And then Montgomery.
And then David Montgomery's on his IR, and he's not playing. So it's definitely a rough week for Gabe. Luckily, he got a new owner in there to start off. Maybe he can still get that win, but he's only projected to win by 6 points right now. And Zika virus still has Zeke playing right now, Cortland Sutton playing right now. Still has Deontay Johnson to play, and Derrick Henry still has to play. Bennett's getting excited. Put his binky in. But yeah, it's gonna be a close game. We're gonna see if Zika virus can get their first official win. CD's nuts looks like he's gonna lose to C Felice. Emporia Eagles. It's gonna be a close game. Right now they're projected to lose, but Emporia Eagles is gonna have a close game with A. Burke. And then Team Calvin Young has pretty much already sealed his victory over the second best team in the league with T. Carl B. So right now, Calvin has a 99% chance to win. The team's just insane. We'll just go through it one more time. Obviously, Cooper Kupp went off this week. Justin Tucker had 12. I mean, even with Justin Herbert only putting up 13, he still has a 99% chance to win. So I just think this fantasy league is getting crazy, and I think it's getting crazy at the right time. So there hasn't been many big trades happening. There was one. Alvin Kamara got traded.
Oh, my trade.
Oh, Zach did a trade. We'll go over this one first. Gabe D got Alvin Kamara and 2 inactive players just for roster filler spots for Chase Edmonds, Darnell Mooney, and Hunter Renfrow. I think Gabe D won this trade 100%. When Alvin Kamara comes back, he can be a great running back. And he's giving up Chase Edmonds, who's a good back, Darnell Mooney, who's a decent big play guy. You can't really rely on him. And Hunter Renfrow's a slot guy. He's going to get the receptions, but hasn't really put up the points this week. So I think Gabe D really won that trade. Who else? Here, Zach. C. Felice, if you're watching this, I'm sorry to tell you, but you got fleeced. Zach.
I didn't propose this trade.
Right. Zach got Allen Robinson, A.J. Green, a first-round pick from next year, and a second-round pick from next year, all for Chase Claypool. Yes, Chase Claypool is good. I'll give him that. He scores touchdowns. What is he? He's the number 34 receiver right now.
Yeah, he's not playing good this year. You go back and look. He had this one. He had
a huge
game, right?
He had a 24-point game against Denver. He had an 18-point game against Cincinnati. But other than that, he's averaging. Can you see it on here?
He didn't score a single point against Green Bay.
Right. He didn't score. I think he was hurt. He was hurt against Green Bay actually. But so his numbers would be a little bit boosted from that. But yeah, definitely a fleece job from that. But I think that you got what else? What else we got? Nothing really. I mean, this week's been crazy. So that's pretty much all I got. Sorry, our mic just fell. Just a quick little episode today for the fantasy breakdown, and you can see us live. Next episode, we will be back on Zoom. I apologize, but we just wanted to get a quick episode in while we were together. And we actually got stuff going on since we're together, so we got to go do that. But thank you so much for watching, Zach. You got anything else?
Not much, man.
Oh, I do have something. If you are interested in joining the BabyTakes Fantasy League, we're going to consider this offseason some expansion teams. I still have to talk to the owners. We still have to make a vote. We still have to do all that, all the paperwork. But if you're interested, let me know. I'll tweet at me, comment on the video, whatever. We'll see what we can do. But until then, that's all I got. So, signing off. Bennett, wave goodbye, and we'll see you next time.